Welcome. I'm Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger, and I know you didn't just show up for another business training because that's not your way. This session is an abbreviated version of a masterclass that I deliver to help my clients show up in the right rooms with the right conversations and with the right mindset. Because here's the truth: sales, it's not about wait and see. Face it. Do you want to get paid now or eventually? And here's something even more important: sales isn't about convincing, it's about connecting. It's not about pressure, it's about solving. Done right, sales is simply service that pays. So let's think about that. What was your intention for attending this particular summit? There are a lot of different events out here all the time. And out of the more 100 trainings that are available to you in this particular summit, why did you choose this one? If you're here, it's likely because the results that you want in your business aren't matching your effort, the effort that you're putting in. And that's what we're going to shift today. For some of you, this may feel uncomfortable. That's a good thing. Growth always feels uncomfortable, whether it's a new workout, a new language, a new skill. It's about a learning curve, okay? My job is to help you to shorten that learning curve. So, who is Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger? First of all, let me say that I didn't start in a boardroom. I actually started out as a homeless teenage mom with only a high school diploma, a baby to raise, and a decision. I needed to create my own economy. Fast forward, by the age of 21, I was an assistant admissions director in a tech school. I co founded a successful tech firm and led sales teams in big brands. I also later earned a doctorate based on my work with women, with communities, and the work that I delivered that addressed performance and results. Today, I help women who are brilliant, capable, but experiencing inconsistent revenue. They struggle with the ability to create consistent cash flow and the ability to communicate their worth. Because you know what? Sales isn't about being pushy, it's about creating solutions and your brilliance actually getting paid its worth. So let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. Let's talk about the employee mindset versus the business mindset. In business, it's tempting to play it safe, slipping back into the employee mindset instead of standing fully in a business owner's mindset. That's not going to serve you. Ask yourself, are you only showing up where you're comfortable with rooms full of friends, colleagues, people who already know you? Or are you stretching into spaces that challenge you, where you must demonstrate your value and create new opportunities? A business owner's mindset looks at sales not as asking for money, no, you're not begging, please, but as inviting people into transformation. It's leadership, it's not labor. So I want you to think in this particular way. Think back. Why did you start your business? Someone told you that you were brilliant at this particular work that you're now offering. You decided to step out and create your own economy. Kudos. But brilliance alone doesn't pay the bills. It's execution that does that. So let's name it. What is the gift that you bring and who needs it? Who can afford your rates? Because when your service meets their need at the right price, sales becomes a service exchange. This is not a struggle. This is not pushy. This is not sleazy. That's not what we're trying to do. Your strategy may be strong. You've attended workshops, you've worked with coaches, but frequently your execution may be weak. Maybe you don't like asking for the sale, but a strong strategy without strong execution is not going to create consistent revenue. So let me give you something very simple, 5 simple things to consider as you are creating your process to simplify sales. Number 1, pre-qualify. Who is your target? You have to find your right fit audience. It's not somebody, anybody, everybody. You only want to work with those who you know you can give top tier results for. You must be able to give them a clear reason to connect. Third, you have to ask the questions that will reveal the true problem. Number 4, you have to move the conversation toward action. And number 5, every time you have a conversation with a client or a prospect, you need to end it with a clear call to action and clearly defined next step. Not, okay, I'll wait for you to get in touch with me. That's wait and see. But we're going to meet on Thursday at 2 p.m. At that time, we're going to cover this, this, and this. Remain in control. Even the best companies, those with solid products, standout people, big goals, they face revenue uncertainty. Why do you think they run all of those different ads? Radio, TV, digital. Because they have to touch different points. So it's not just uncertainty in how to market, but it's also uncertainty inside of the business. And when you have uncertainty inside the business, that slows your decision-making process. It kills your momentum. And most of all, it's going to choke growth from the inside out. So here's the real problem. Whether it's you or one of the bigger brands, too many firms are bleeding opportunity every single day, not because they lack intelligence, not because they don't care, but because their sales execution is inconsistent, it's reactive, not proactive, it's unstructured. You're just winging it. You're making it up as you go along. That's not a talent gap. That's a systems gap. It's a conversation gap. It's a leadership gap. Revenue isn't lost because you or your team don't know how to close. Revenue is lost because they never asked, or you never asked, the right questions of your prospect in the first place. It's lost because your prospects were not pre-qualified, or perhaps because no one followed up with them, or perhaps the offer wasn't aligned with the value. So the result is brilliant businesses with stalled pipelines, silent calendars, and members who are busy doing busy work instead of revenue work. That's a huge money leak. Remember that being busy and being profitable are 2 different things. So if your business is leaving money on the table and you're tired of guesswork, it's time for you to create a different type of sales conversation. Because when you strengthen your sales execution, your value-driven conversations, you don't just restore confidence, you build momentum, you own your economy, and you are going to create your own revenue stream. So what is your sales process? Well, let's talk about that a little bit. You do have one. Now, whether or not it's working, that's a whole different thing. But you do have a sales process. Let's start with your entry point. How do people connect with you initially and see your value? My entry point is speaking. Most of my clients hired me after hearing me speak. But what's yours? Do you speak? Do you have a book? Do you do events? Do you do videos? In that particular conversation, how do you communicate your value? Because that's very, very critical. You must consistently communicate your competence, your value in every single conversation. And if you're thinking, well, Dr. Donna, I'm just starting out, I don't have a whole lot of proof of concept or experience. I want you to think of the people who told you you were brilliant at what you do. And I want you to create what I trademark as yes-testimonials. Here's what you want to ask them. When we first engaged and you knew that you wanted to work with me, what was your challenge? Second point, what did you discover or learn while we were working together? And the third point, that's the money line. What was the result that you realized based on our working together? I have over 40 recommendations on LinkedIn, not to mention the ones I have on my website, www.askdsb. You will find on the majority of them, near the bottom of the recommendation, there is that money line. And what do they say? I helped improve their closing rate. I helped to grow their business. I helped them to win an award. I increased their revenue on their job or in their business. That's the money line. And that is the foundational part of a yes-testimonial. So when you are working with your prospects, these are the 4 things to remember. Acknowledge the challenge, ask what they have already tried, answer how you can solve that, and then advance the conversation. Just practice it. Practice it. A confident tone. Your body language is going to tell on you. If they say, what have you done? And you're doing this, they know you have to think about it. If they ask you about your pricing and you're doing this, they know you're making it up as you go along. So really focus on how you are showing up in conversations with your people. That is extremely important. Results build unshakable influence. People, they follow proof. We're followers. We're almost like sheep. So you want to make sure that you become the individual that people see as the expert. That's what's most important for you. So when we're discussing that, let's take a look at the results that people say you have delivered for them. When you take a look at my LinkedIn profile, you'll find that I have well over 40 recommendations from individuals. And I've talked about yes-testimonials, a recommendation that shows the before, the beginning, and the after of your engagement with a person, and how that engagement ends with a recommendation that cites the result that you delivered for that individual. I have a few examples for you of that. Let's take a look at a case study. Watch Me Learning Services. Before I started working with Rachel Martinez and Julie Allen at Watch Me Learning Services, which specializes in instructional design, their original offer did not focus on results. It had complicated conversations that really dealt with a lot of educational jargon. They were more concerned with sharing how intelligent they were, how knowledgeable they were, than they were in honing in on what was the pain of the individual that they were working with. Now, when you're looking to engage someone to help you to solve a problem, do you want to hear, all of that background noise, or do you want to know who they have provided results for that had a challenge similar to yours? I think we all know the answer to that. So they had no clear target because they were kind of in the somebody, anybody, everybody kind of a conversation. And as I said, their solution had no definable outcome. You can't say it'll make you feel better or it's going to provide you with a product that represents this, that, and the other. Okay, fine. But my question to them was so that they can what? And this is just what you get when you work with me. I'm going to ask you those questions. We create learning experiences for your clients that communicates your value proposition or your method or whatever. That's nice. So that they can what? Because we have to drill down to the statement of what people will pay for. So here in this next slide are the key insights that I got from them. They said, Donna helped my business partner and me lean into our individual strengths and recognize the habits that were quietly holding us back. Her insights challenged us in the best way, not just with strategy, but with the mindset and behaviors that shape how people experience our brand. They made it easy for people to determine why Watch Me Learning Services would be able to fulfill their need and solve their challenge. Then I have another one that I'm really fond of, and that's Christian. And Christian is in financial services. So you know that if you sneeze, you're going to hit 40 different people who feel they're in some type of financial education, financial services. Everybody knows one. It's like a realtor. Everybody knows one. Like an accountant. Everybody knows one. How do you differentiate yourself? Well, his first challenge was that he was trying to help everybody. That was the problem. He had no sense of urgency, and his process was very, very confusing. So you know what I did with Christian? We identified the fact that he is a U.S. Marine veteran. Yes, simplified. So when he and I started working together, we shifted his focus. You know what? If that's the language you speak, those are the people you should be speaking to. And since then, Christian and I have rebranded his business. We have reshaped his offers, his communication. We created speeches for him to give and talks for him to give. We identified the specific groups that he should be connecting with to move him forward. And he has since gotten more clients, added some more people to his team, and had some stellar collaborations. And next, one of my personal favorites, a friend who was highly recommended to me. And note to self, when someone sends you a referral, follow up on it right away. Because for whatever reason, schedule, sunspots, I don't know what it was, I didn't get directly back to Cheryl Grace when she first reached out to me. And her response when she reached out to me again was, I don't generally chase people to take my money, but you are highly recommended and blah, blah, blah. So of course I jumped right on that. After I worked with Cheryl, who was the former head of supplier diversity for Nielsen, the TV people, and now she's an executive coach, and she also has another business, which is her Powerful Penny. She stated, having always been on the receiving end of asks and pitches throughout my 30 plus years in corporate America, Donna taught me the formula for making a successful ask as an executive coach. Her advice has vastly improved my conversion rate, and I'll be forever grateful for tapping into her wisdom early on. And if you happen to Google Cheryl, you've seen she's been on the Essence stage several times, and she's been in Forbes, and she's been all over the place. But she needed that one little extra piece, and that was something that I was very happy to provide to her. So let's talk about a real quick, I like to give you little quick fixes. Let's talk about a quick 15-minute revenue reset. So first of all, when you're talking about what your offer, your solution, your service is to your prospects, are you very clear on why they should choose you and what the outcome is that you deliver? Do you solve their urgent problem? Do you make it easy for them to say yes? Do you give them clear next steps? You should never have a conversation with a prospect and in that call without having a clear call to action. What do you want them to do as a result of the engagement that you just had? Is it that I'm going to send you some additional information and then let's talk in a week, 4 days, 48 hours? Okay, 48 hours is good, terrific. So, do you want to meet in the morning or in the afternoon? Afternoon is best, great. I've got afternoons available on Tuesday or Friday, which is better for you. That is the way you maintain control of that conversation. You know, my book is Sales is Not About Wait and See. Do you want to get paid now or eventually? And when you leave it as something for them to write in their to-do list, then you know that's very easy for them to move you down and down and down. You are a business owner. Act like it. Set defined limits. Maintain conversation control. Make sure that they value your time because you are not a peddler. You're not out there trying to sell, pardon my expression, loose squares, socks, barrettes, whatever the thing is in your area. No, you have a valid service, product, and you have other people who are interested in working with you. So, honey, if you're not ready for me, if you're not ready for prime time, I understand that. You have my website, you have my number, you have my email. We'll talk later. Don't waste your time chasing people down. That is definitely not going to serve you. Your sales confidence journey starts now. If today showed you that simplicity sells and that sales can truly become service, don't let this transformational moment slip through your fingers. Here's what I want you to do immediately. First, choose one step to implement this week. Whether it's following up with a client or prospect that told you wait and see, whether it is a matter of identifying new rooms to go into, perhaps it's just revising your introduction so you have more clarity and value in the conversation. Focus on one thing. Next, I want you to schedule time in your calendar for daily outreach activities. 2 calls a day. How hard can that be? Commit to tracking your progress and celebrating every single win. It will give you the energy that you need to pick up the phone and make that very next call. When sales becomes service, everybody wins. Your clients get transformation. You get the income you deserve, and the world benefits from your brilliance being properly valued and compensated. Your brilliance deserves to be profitable. Your expertise deserves to be properly compensated, and your business deserves to thrive at the level that matches your talent and your dedication. The question isn't whether you're capable of success. You absolutely are. The question is, are you ready to claim it? So here it is. You need a 4th quarter push and a 1st quarter plan. In the Sales Confidence Catalyst Sprint, we don't play guessing games. I am totally outcomes focused. I don't focus on my business plan, my business model, saying that you need to sign up for 12 months and we're going to do this and do that because you needed to get paid a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. That is what I'm here to help you to do. You'll learn to implement a structure designed to help you book more calls, close more deals, and track your revenue with intention. This is the same way I work with my corporate clients. Are you ready to turn those conversations into clients? Let me ask you another question before we wrap. How much would you earn from just two new clients? 2,000, 5,000, more? That's why this is the time to take action. Fourth quarter push, first quarter plan. When you join the Sales Confidence Catalyst Sprint, you're not just getting worksheets. Yeah, no, a lot of people give you worksheets. You're going to be getting me. You're going to get me in 2 group calls. You're going to get me in a very intensive private VIP call so that you're getting clarity, consistency, and confidence to close deals. When we finish that sprint, you're going to have a 90-day plan and tools to help keep your pipeline full and your revenue growing. Normally, my corporate clients pay $1,275, $1,275. Not for you. Your summit investment is only $497. And let's be real, you'll make that back in one good conversation. And if you can't do that in one conversation, we really need to talk because we need to take a look at your packaging, your pricing, and your positioning. This is my sweet spot. Let me tailor this to your success. This is simple. It's focused, and it's designed for people who are done playing small. It's not another call to chat. It's a focused, actionable program that turns your conversations into clients. I've used this working with finance companies, attorneys, realtors, coaches, speakers, authors. It will change your business. What you're going to get are 2 live group sessions with me where I'm going to give hot seats. We're going to practice things. You're going to get feedback right then and there. You're also going to have an extensive private coaching call with me, tailored to your offer. I'm going to help you to craft your yes-testimonials so we can get your visibility out there. We're also going to create a 90-day sales action plan that's built for your style because it's not about my business model. We're creating yours. We're also going to create in your style micro scripts that you can begin to use immediately, not those fill in the blank kind of things, but we are going to create a conversation that feels genuine to you and to your ideal client. So I'm Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger, and I invite you to use this QR code that's posted here on the last slide. This is the way you get to have a conversation with me because you don't get to click on a link and saying, yes, Dr. Donna, I'm in. I don't take on clients that way. I need to know that you're ready to put in the work. I need to know that you believe in you because I only want to work with individuals, businesses, brilliance that is ready for the very next step. So if you're ready to transform your sales conversations and create consistent revenue, please click on this QR code. Step into the Sales Confidence Catalyst Sprint today. I'm only taking 10 people into it. Yes, there are 100 people on this summit. I'm only taking 10 people. That's all I'm looking for. But remember, you don't need another class. You need a catalyst, a fourth quarter push, and a first quarter plan. I'm Dr. Donna Smith Bellinger, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you for joining us.